Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 106.5, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Podchaser, Streaker, Spreaker, and more. Why so many places? Well, for the past, I didn't fix the banner. For the past 470 consecutive weeks, I believe that is today, I have been splattering more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K words here. Instead, only good news, balancing out all the bad news out there, because frankly, life is way too short to be listening to the headlines, which are all negative. I will go on record on saying that used to be mostly negative, but now it is definitely, wait a minute. 698, maybe it's 699. I'm losing my counter here. I'll have to check that. Since May 1st, 2012, I have been doing this, but who's counting? But I am so glad that you're here with me. I am broadcasting live from my living room here in California. It's a hashtag COVID silver lining that I don't have to drive an hour to get to the Sunset Gower Studios, beautiful studio. But we have learned that we can broadcast from anywhere, which is going to top my gratitude list. Those of you who are joining me for the first time, welcome. I encourage you to interact with me. I am live every weekday morning on my YouTube TV channel, and then it goes to exactly 1 week later to my NBC News and iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all of those other platforms that I mentioned. But I give you a chance every weekday morning to see if I woke up on time. To interact with me on basically so many different series now. I'm really grateful that I continue to have interesting people come on. Tomorrow will be Ruta Lee. She is the head of this group called the Thalians, who honor last year was Gary Sinise. That was honored. This year's I'm not going to give it away, but she'll be on tomorrow. I have great guests. I have great series, and it is Monday, which means it's Monday, Mental Health Matters Mondays. And today in particular, we're going to look at an aspect of mental health called peace of mind, which is perfect for yesterday's International Day of Peace, or World Peace Day, as designated by the United Nations. And I'm so glad that that corresponds, because certainly peace of mind, if you don't have peace of mind, it's going to be very difficult to be happy. And I'm on a happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years. So let's start like I usually start, with breakfast. Those of you who haven't had breakfast yet, perfect timing. It's a little bit different. You will not count calories on this one. You'll take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the bun is things that we're grateful for when we look outside of ourselves. Bottom of the bun, what you do tonight before you go to bed is, what are you grateful for inside of yourself? So let's start top of the bun, gratitude. I think I just said that I am able to broadcast remotely wherever I am. And that is something I'm really grateful for. Technology I'm grateful that technology has made a lot of things easier. Siri and Google are two of my assistants, so I can do more than 8 things at one time. Navigation. I even had a fun experience with AI this last week, doing things that I don't normally like to do, that I have to do as part of my business. But I asked AI, what would Dr. Marissa do for if she were to create an online course? And it was so amazing to read and see that my message has been received by artificial intelligence, that it created 8 modules, and I agree with everything it looks like and sounds like. So I'm not afraid of it. I know that it is a wonderful enhancement for us. And frankly, it'll give us more time to leave some mundane jobs that are really not stretching us as human beings to create more. So that's my second, third, and fourth gratitude. I will end my gratitude with my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, who I got to have some texting conversation with. He is stranded in Bali by a tornado, or like, is it a tornado? Not a tornado. Hurricane? I don't know. Anyways, typhoon. It's a typhoon. So he is on his way back. But so it gave us a little time to sort of chew on some things that have been on my heart. So I'm so grateful for him. And he really is my big brother in every sense of the ideal word. Someone who you can fall back into. Someone, and obviously he's not my bio brother, but I'm encouraging you all to have people in your life who you can, what do they call it, hashtag family of choice. I'm grateful that I have lots of people like that around me, so that whatever I'm going through, I don't ever feel like I'm going through it alone. And I am ultimately, I'm grateful for my UPS man, my universal power source, who's always conspiring for me, never against me. That's called faith. You don't have to call it what religion calls it, but you'll be a lot less lonely if you know that you're not alone. How's that? All right, that's the top of the bun. Go to the bottom of the bun, which is, what do you like about yourself? And this is a really critical part of good mental health. I remember I was interviewed by Karen Davila in the Philippines some years back. She's known as the Philippine Oprah, and she wanted to talk to the Asian Oprah. And we had a great conversation with my Limitless Women speaking partner, Jessica Cox, who is the first armless pilot, and a number of other things. And we had a great conversation. But she asked me what was the number one problem with people. And I said that people don't like themselves. In fact, they hate themselves a lot of the time. And she's like, what? No, that's not true. And then I said, well, I know every single person, when I ask them from stage, how many of you are harder on yourself than anyone else? 99 compliments and 1 insult. You focus on the insult. You're your own worst critic. And nothing you do is ever enough because of that voice. And she's like, oh, you're right. So this is the dis-ease that a lot of us go through, which is why my whole mission, Happy 88 mission, 88 million more happy people in the next 8 years, and why I'm so focused on my brand of hope and happiness, because I do believe that we can do more for ourselves when it comes to happiness. Certainly other people can help us, maybe drugs, maybe shopping, maybe, but the number one person who can really begin to do the work is, the buck stops right over here. ourselves. And I do believe, it's my BS, my belief system, that a lot of us don't exercise our ability to focus and choose people, places, and things that are more happy making than more angry or sad making. And so that's why I started this particular series called Mental Health Matters Mondays. So glad that you're here. Another thing that I'm grateful for inside of myself is my ability to continue this mission. 699 consecutive weeks later. Next week will be 700 consecutive weeks. If you're trying to do math, it's over 13 and a half years. And they said that I wouldn't last more than a year because I don't talk about the headlines, and I'm glad that they were wrong. I realized the other day I kind of take that last little sound story, that happy story on the end of the news hour, and stretched it into an entire show. So yes, I appreciate my ability to keep doing this. I appreciate my ability to listen to the voice that said radio at 4:30 in the morning. I appreciate my ability to be open to creative inspiration. I call it my UPS man delivery every morning, universal power source. When I pray and meditate, I get inspired for the title of the show. Take my advice, I'm not using it, or who to have on the show, the topics that are always solution. We may talk about the problem, but only if there's something as a solution. And there's so much solution around us, and that's what this platform's for. Okay, I think that's it for breakfast. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. I hope that you continue this good life habit, this hashtag Blisscipline, as my big brother will call it, Michael Bernard Beckwith. Hashtag Blisscipline is something that will, it's not easy, right? It's simple, it's not easy. It requires a choice to get up every morning and look around for what's good in your life instead of automatically doing this on your phone, which I call MS, meaningless scrolling, and everything that you see besides the kittens and the puppies are geared for you to go, what's wrong with people and what's wrong with the world? So I don't want to do that. I want you to come here and find out what's right with people, and most specifically, what's right with you. All right. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. Hope to see you tomorrow again, or all week. And I promise, if you do this good life habit for the next 21, 28, or 30 days, whatever you believe to be a good habit making time, you will sandwich your day in the most positive way. Thanks for joining me for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. Oh, I got a heart. Thank you very much. This says everything is awesome. And I won that myself, by the way, at Dave and Buster's. Let me put the do not disturb on. Yes, the topic of today, yesterday, if you did not know, was the International Day of Peace or World Peace Day. And so I decided that I would give you a piece of my mind. Ha ha ha, pun intended. Let's see if we can't pull this up, the definition. And in case you missed it, what it signifies. So Sunday, September 21st, that was yesterday, the International Day of Peace commemorates the founding ideals of the United Nations to promote peace and conflict and foster global cooperation. So yesterday I wasn't on, so one of 2 days I get off. So it's still this day somewhere that is behind us in time, but it's officially observed annually on September 21st. Let's go to Wikipedia, which I go to because it is the least biased description of things. Let's see, specifically dedicated to the absence of war and violence, okay, such as might be occasioned by a temporary ceasefire in the combat zone for humanitarian aid access. First established in 81, first observed in September 1982, and is kept by many nations, political groups, military groups, and people, which is fabulous. The United Nations Peace Bell is rung at the UN headquarters, and the bell is cast from coins donated from people from all continents except Africa, and was a gift from the United Nations Association of Japan as a reminder of the human cost of war. The inscription on its side reads, "Long live absolute world peace." So I want to commemorate and really congratulate the United Nations for establishing that and giving them Dr. Marissa's beneficial presence on the planet of Earth. All right, so I wanted to, because of celebrating International Day of Peace, I wanted to spend a little time talking about inner peace, peace of mind, and peace of heart. Now, we use these expressions pretty regularly, and I wanted to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, what you feel in your heart and mind. Is there a difference? Do a little research on that real time, as I like to do with y'all, because life is way too short to not learn something new every day. And we do real time, and we consult my assistant Google to find out what the definitions are. So we'll first look at the definitions, and then we will see. Let's go here, share this tab, and we'll go to my Google and say definition, define. Let's do peace. What's more common? Peace of mind. I think peace of mind is versus peace of heart. Okay. Peace of mind is a mental state of inner calm, tranquility, and contentment characterized by a freedom from worry, anxiety, and distress. It's a feeling of being at ease and secure with oneself, allowing for a more relaxed and focused approach to life challenges. So let's break that apart and say, okay, let's just do our own test here. Mental state of inner calm, tranquility, and contentment characterizes by a freedom from worry, anxiety, and distress. So we can do this two ways. We can either measure our calm, tranquility, and contentment, or measure our worry, anxiety, and distress. Let's see. What do I feel like doing? I see eyeballs in the studio. I want to welcome you. We are live today, as I am every weekday morning, 98% of the time. And please do play with me in the Cashew Gallery chat, my version of the Peanut Gallery. Please do not do that if you happen to be driving. I do not want you to do that. So if you're not driving, I'll keep my eye out on the chat for you to play along. But this is what I want us to do. I do this when I give talks on stage too, is I have you hold up the finger numbers so that we can gauge what our level. Usually I ask about how happy are you feeling? Let's do the peace of mind. How much peace of mind do you have? Okay. So in order to do this, we're going to do my 3-breath technology to sort of center you first, and then I'm going to ask for the number. Okay, here we go. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, breath 1, and releasing, soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees. You're allowing your breath to invigorate and connect with your physical body. Your eyes are also closed if you'd like, but please not while you're driving. Second breath in through the nose and releasing all the stories and the drama, which is activating your mind, connecting your mind with your breath. And third breath in and releasing, this time connecting with me through chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, no beginning, no end. And you can feel sometimes some energy. Your hands may be tingling. That is who we are. We're energetic beings, and that's how we experience and enjoy our lives. And so in this space right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's go the negative route first. What's the number you would say on a scale of 10 is worry warped? You're constantly worrying, you're constantly in fear, you're constantly anxious. That's a 10. Hopefully you're not there, because then I'm going to ask you to call 911. But on that scale, which is the contraindication of peace of mind, what is your number on a scale of 1 to 10 of worry, anxiety, and fear? And I'm going to say, let's see. Yesterday, I was still grieving about the blood clot and the loss of flying, and I was in worried that I'll never be able to fly again. I was feeling sorry for myself. So in that space, I was probably 6. Today, I had a good meditation. I had some time with my big brother. I'm doing the show, which I love doing. So I will say my worry, stress, fear is probably at a 1.5. Okay. I don't have a TV. I don't start my day with the news. I don't talk about the headlines here. So I'm pretty shielded. And then I have my faith that I choose that everything happens for my divine and best good. And the universe is always conspiring for me, never against me. So that helps me stay at a 1.5, max 2 as a number. So if you want to play and want to put your number in the chat, please do. And then conversely, does my number match on peace of mind? And I gave you that definition. Let's go back to that definition again. It's a mental state of inner calm, tranquility, contentment. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say right now I'm a little animated because I'm doing the show, talking about peace of mind. My calm and tranquility, I would say 7, right? When I first wake up in the morning, right after meditation, I'm at a 9, I will say, for sure. So those are my numbers. And if you're not an 8, if your inner peace or peace of mind is not at an 8, which I believe it can be, I think everybody can have an 8, an happiness scale and peace of mind scale. You might want to tune in every day. Free subscribe on my YouTube channel. Give me the finger, this one, not the other one. But peace of mind is like happiness. It is our birthright. Did you hear me? It is our birthright. It is something that is not only possible, no matter what conditions you were born into, no matter what conditions you had growing up. I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who did not have anything to be happy about growing up, right? But despite the conditions, every single one of the 8 billion of us on the planet has the capability of having an 8 on happiness and an 8 on peace of mind. It is our birthright. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. I believe that for you until you can believe it for yourself. And it doesn't come like a light switch. If I could, I would take that magic wand and bop you on the head to give that to you, but it doesn't work like that. You actually have to do some work around peace of mind, right? Some people will say, but Dr. Marissa, there is so much, like, I'd be stupid if I don't pay attention to what's going on in the news. I'd be stupid or, ignorant if I'm not paying attention to what's going on around me. It is horrible. Everything around me is upsetting. Every time I hear about what so-and-so did, I'm upset. I cannot believe that you are asking me to ignore what is. And that is exactly what I'm asking you to do. Not ignore it in the sense that la, 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 la. Although there are times when that is not a bad idea, when it is something that you cannot control. So this is my definition of when to worry and when not to worry. If it's a worry that's going to lead to some action that may actually impact in a positive way, something that you're worried about, anxious about, fearful about, then by all means, let it into your awareness and then take the inspired action, which is not to fight against it or to be angry at it, which is then feeding again. That's law of attraction, works whether you believe it or not, like gravity. If you fight against something, that angry, hatred, volatile energy will grow bigger. So whenever you don't like what's happening, then there's something being birthed that you will like. And our job is to turn our focus from what I don't like, who I don't like, how I don't like it, to how do I move towards what I do like. That was big. It sounds not big, but it's big. It's easier said than taught. I love Esther Hicks and Law of Attraction, not the secret one that was very focused on material and envisioning and vision boards. I am a student and a Law of Attraction coach because I believe that we shoot ourselves in the foot when we fight against something. So if I don't want to fight against something I don't like, that means I have to promote. That's why we do the gratitude sandwich. I have to look at something I like, which is why I bring on nonprofits that are part of the solution. Okay. Veterans for Peace is the next one coming up. I'll be emceeing their annual. And actually, the next one that's coming up is Spirit Awakening. That's why I had Akuyo on last week. There are organizations and ways in which you can take the negative energy of your fear, worry, and doubt and move towards some organizations and people and philosophies and BS belief systems that will promote what you're looking for. That is the most misunderstanding that people have when it comes to how to make change. Complaining about something is not moving towards solution. If you're known for your complaining squeaky wheel, that's not a good thing, because that is promoting the negative energy. And you might want to join my 21-day fast from complaining. Yeah, 21 consecutive days without complaining. Can you do it? It's always on. You just go to my website and I'll bet you $21. I'll double your money if you can make it 21 consecutive days. I started that in 2011. There's only been 5 people once including myself, who have been able to do that. So one guy for 4 gals. So you might want to do that. But I digress. Let's go back. How can you positively impact your level of peace of mind? Good question. We're going to be right back after the break, because that's how we do the show too. I keep it real, first half of the show, in the not the problem, but the opportunity for improvement. And then when we come back after break, we do get into practical Happy 88 tools to move towards what we want, which is peace of mind. Don't go away. We will be right back. In fact, when we come back right from break, I do have a word from, did you know it was Apple Cider Vinegar Week? So I do have an interview with him that I got to pre-record last week with Linda. Let's get my glasses on here, with Linda Boardman. She's the Chief Executive Officer for Bragg Live Foods. She's embodied Bragg's values: bold, collaborative, open, engaged, and proud, and lives out the Bragg mission to inspire and nourish healthy living in both her personal and professional life. She's active in the broader natural food industry and committed to living a healthy, balanced life at home and in the office. That's who we're going to hear from when we come back from break, followed by practical solution in how to have more peace of mind. Don't go away. We'll be right back in 2 and 2. Thanks for joining me. Don't go away. Peace in and peace out.
Well, she has been dubbed the Asian Oprah, and she just wants all of us to be happy.
Dr. Marissa, aka the Asian Oprah, says the most important thing you can choose is choosing to be happy.
You are tuned into my weekly talk radio TV show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa.
That's the idea for Dr. Marissa Pei's new book called 8 Ways to Be Happy.
Many of us say, I am my own worst critic. Nobody's harder on me than I am. And my response to that is, stop it! Why are you doing that to yourself? You have to be your biggest fan, because if you can't at the end of the day say, I did a good job, who is? We don't have to constantly be angry at the things that are wrong. Why don't we choose to be happy about things that are right? We have the choice. That's our muscle. And life is so amazing if we can see it.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome back. And as more health trends crowd the market, many people are realizing that expensive fads don't always deliver the results they promise. I'm so happy to have join us today through the noise of what's real and what's not, Linda Boardman, CEO of Bragg Live Foods, who I've invited here to share insights on healthy routines, National Apple Cider Vinegar Day, and a new campaign called A Dose of What Works. Welcome to my studio, Linda Boardman.
Great to be here. Thrilled to talk about favorite topic, apple cider vinegar.
Absolutely. And then there is a pop-up event that's going up Wednesday, September 23rd at the Santa Monica Pier. And you're here to celebrate that with us, celebrating National Apple Cider Day.
Yes, on Tuesday, September 23rd, we will have a pop-up at Santa Monica Pier from 11 to 4, celebrating the long time tested results of apple cider vinegar, allowing people to bring all of their potions and wellness wacky solutions that didn't work and trade them in for some good old apple cider vinegar.
Yes, it was really, it's a term that is certainly is what cod liver oil is the association when I think about it in the past, but happy to get some clarity on this. What are consumers looking for when it comes to wellness routines?
What a great question. Bragg recently surveyed more than 300 consumers to ask just that. And the answer is really simple. They want results. What we heard is there's a lot of clutter out there, products, expensive gadgets, really costly fads that are disappointing to consumers when they don't get the results. In fact, we found that nearly 30% of people we surveyed, they spend over $500 a year on different wellness fads. And we found 80% of consumers admitted that they'd wasted money on these wellness purchases. They really want something that works, something that they can trust.
Yeah. So how does tradition and quality factor into wellness choices?
What a great question. That really all comes down to staying power. That's what engenders consumers' trust. Bragg, we've produced apple cider vinegar the same way for generations, using organically grown grapes, maintaining our traditional natural fermentation process that preserves all the health benefits of the vinegar. And that we've been around for as long as we have because the product delivers. People through generations have through word of mouth spread the word about Bragg apple cider vinegar and how it's positively affected their wellness.
That's great. Now, what's the difference between a fad and a wellness legacy?
I love that question. Fads are really here today, gone tomorrow, right? There's a lot of hype, especially through social media, around these magic bullet solutions that often don't work. A legacy is really a reputation that's built on trust. So Bragg's founders, they really popularized the wellness benefits of apple cider vinegar way back in the last century. And then you fast forward today, there are more than 40 peer-reviewed scientific studies supporting the health benefits of apple cider vinegar. So that kind of staying power shows how apple cider vinegar is much more than a passing trend.
Right. And some of the benefits are for those who may be in this newest millennial or gen whatever alphabet soup you want to call it, and they may not even know what the benefits are.
Yeah, what a great question. The three most studied benefits of apple cider vinegar are helping to maintain healthy blood sugar, helping to maintain healthy weight, and helping to maintain healthy cholesterol. And the way you do that is you can add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into your water in the morning. Some people like to take a tablespoon before breakfast, a tablespoon before dinner. Or we have supplements for people who are on the go. And for those people who don't like the flavor of apple cider vinegar, although I myself drink apple cider vinegar straight with my water, we do have some really great flavors, including our new pineapple turmeric apple cider vinegar that makes a really tasty beverage.
Fantastic. So what are some ways to celebrate something like Apple Cider Vinegar Day? I didn't even know that was a day. But that's what I love about my show. I learn something new every day.
Yes. Well, my favorite way to celebrate Apple Cider Vinegar Day is probably by toasting with a tasty apple cider vinegar drink. I love our citrus ginger apple cider vinegar with little sparkling water. But there's also on our website, bragg.com, a number of different mocktail recipes that you can try out.
And that was my next question, which was, where do we go for more information? Sounds like there's a lot of it.
Yes, absolutely. Bragg.com. And you can also find information about our pop-up at the Santa Monica Pier, our trendy trade-in, which will be running on Apple Cider Vinegar Day, 11 to 4.
Sounds great. I'll try to make it up there. Thank you so much for coming to studio, Linda, and sharing a special day and a special legacy brand of apple cider vinegar for wellness that works. Thank you so much.
You. Great to talk to you.
And we'll be right. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that little interview. I didn't know it was apple cider vinegar day. It reminds me of this comedy routine I heard once when they were talking about Morton salt. You know, not really expensive, but age-old things that are still working. So not everything goes up price-wise. So I am back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show. And we are talking because it is Monday, not rainy days. And Mondays always get me. Opposite of down, which is up. Hashtag UP Unlimited Possibilities, certainly for our Mental Health Matters Mondays. We want to talk about things that we can control to make us in better mental health, happier, and with more peace of mind, since we are celebrating International Peace Day. That was yesterday, but it is an important concept. I know that pretty much everyone that I've ever had a conversation with wants to have more peace of mind. And we have forgotten that we can actually control a lot of the things that take away our peace of mind, and or we allow, because we have, as Esther Hicks will say, we're just lazy focusers. We have a tendency to let our minds be hijacked. Big Brother Michael Bernard Beckwith says, media is a weapon of mass distraction. And it's true. We have the norm these days is anything we talk about is what went through our phone, right? Used to be TV. Now it's the phone. What the last thing you clicked or popped in or you got notified, and it's almost always negative. Yes, the artificial intelligence is helping you that way or hurting you that way because it learns what you like or what you focus on, and it will give you more of that, whether it's true news or fake news. You drive what is put in front of you. Yes, that's done to make you shop, but it's also done to continue to hypnotize you, to it really is whatever the news producer, if it bleeds, it leads. If it gives you a that kind of a reaction, you better know it's going to come in front of you. So I'm pretty much sure that you want to be the boss of your own mind and you want peace of mind. So if those two things are true, see if you can do this. When you wake up in the morning, do not pick this up unless I have got myself trained 88% of the time to go directly to my books and I read. So I go to my books, which is on my opening screen, and it goes to this thing called You by Ernest Holmes, and I read a paragraph or two So this morning it was, you need not mold your life after another. Trust yourself, believe in the direct relationship with life with a capital L, and you will not be disappointed. Do not wait. Today is the time to start. Right where you are is the place to begin. Then I close my eyes and I put my timer on, which is also on my phone, and avoid the temptation to go to my email, to go to my social media, to go to Candy Crush. I have to work that muscle to not do all those things and go into meditation. I put the timer on for 15 minutes because life is too short to meditate for hours and hours. That's my BS, my belief system. So that's what I do. That's my morning discipline. I've trained myself, my hands, my eyes, my choice. I've trained my choice to not go and waste an hour of my time. I used to have that news app and it would pop up with the headlines, and then I'd go, oh wow, and I click on that, and then it would have more stories, and I click on that, and guess what? I'm late because I just spent an hour that felt like 2 minutes, but it was an hour learning things that really don't matter to me. They're not affecting my happiness or peace of mind. They're taking away from it because 80% of the news is not positive. Some people say it's higher than that. I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt. There's actually positive stuff out there. I know that I am adamant about not talking about negative things. Therefore, I don't talk about the headlines because I know it ain't going to be positive. So, can you do that? Can you do that? For some people, they have to plug their phones in another room to charge it. I had to do that to get myself disciplined enough to be able to not focus on things that are anti-peace of mind. All right. So that's first. What are you allowing? What are you automatically doing that is destroying or hurting your peace of mind? Okay. Another thing that affects peace of mind is, what is your mouth doing? What kinds of conversation? So I just talked about what's coming into your field of vision. Now I'm going to talk about the next sense of mouth. Okay. What are you talking about? Are you talking about things that make you feel calmer? Remember the definition of peace of mind: contentment, calm, tranquil. If I'm talking about what somebody is doing in politics right now, either side, that is not helping me have peace of mind. That's my goal, is to be in more joy, more peace, and more happiness every day. That's my goal. That's my birthright. I'm not supposed to be in worry, fear, doubt, anxiety constantly. I don't have to preach to this choir. You know that if that's where you are consistently, you're going to get sick. The latest statistic that 85% of all diagnoses when people go to the doctor is stress. If that's true, and I believe it is, if you're stressed, you are giving yourself a reason to go to the doctor. So where does it originate? It originates here. Dr. Deepak Chopra will say that there are, that the sirens are always a sign of what I'm saying is true. Boy, that's a big siren. There are two emotions that will make your cells disrupt their functioning. What are those two emotions? Anger and hostility, which I think is just anger on steroids. Those two emotions, your cells will crash into each other. They won't cooperate. They won't be in coordination, and you have chaotic. They've done studies on this. early studies, those beautiful studies with the water crystals. What is his name? It's a Japanese gentleman. Yamamoto? No. Water crystal. Is this well? Water crystal study. That's my assistant Google. It is water crystal. There's some weird stuff coming up. Fantasy life? Okay. That's not it. Meaning, oh shoot, water crystal. Anyways, it's taking too long. But you know what I'm talking about, where they studied water crystals and how they would change form depending on if you loved it and said words of love and prayed and hope, and the crystals were beautiful. And then another jar of crystals, you would hate it and say you're worthless and I hate you, and the water crystals would be very chaotic. So that was studies that people will question. But now the studies that are coming out of Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical and all respectable, empirically studied, I'm a scientist, okay, did the research. There's 100% correlation between stress and illness. So, you know, Dr. Deepak Chopra says there's 3 emotions that will make your cells work harmoniously. And I always remember the third one because it's the unusual one, but I'm pretty sure he said love, peace. The third one's creativity, which I thought was kind of, I wasn't expecting. I thought it was love, peace, and joy. It is 2 that you would think of, but creativity is the one that is surprising. That is actually good to know, because that's why I have my clients be creative, find something they can be creative around. So that will begin the healing process physically. So, plug your phone in outside. Don't purposely look at things that are upsetting. That's the first tip. The second tip is don't talk about things that stress you out. If you talk about what you're worried about, if you talk about what you're anxious about, if you talk about what you're afraid about, you will make yourself sick. So, and it will take away from your peace of mind. If you talk instead about things you're grateful for, things you like about yourself, things that you're proud of yourself, be your best friend, be your biggest cheerleader, you will increase your own peace of mind. Tranquility, calm. If you are a worry wart and you can't do this, that's not true. You're not a worry wart. You're a person that has created a habit of worrying. And for you, I have a couple of choice words for you. It's okay is one. You're not a bad person, but you have a habit, and it will continue keeping you in worry, doubt, and fear. And worry, I love this Native American saying, worry is like a prayer for bad things to happen. It is a direct application of the law of attraction. What you think about will grow bigger. If you're happy, you'll find things being attracted to you that will keep you happy. If you are worried and continue to talk about what you're worried about, you will bring other things into your now that you will become even more worried about. So you do that to yourself, boo. Nobody is, going, oh, let's send her, excuse me, some things to be worried about. You control how much things that worry you, that make you afraid, come into your now, into your present moment, into your life. That's some powerful, that's some muscle, right? So that's not a good thing, but what is a good thing? The converse of that is, if I can control that, then I can also control good things and encourage good things to come into my life. How? By focusing on things that are working. That's why we do the gratitude ceremony. much. I like to actually, I'm a very visual person, which is why my Achilles heel is good looking guys. Slip that in. Not literally. So it's for me like Thor, right? So when I am in a good place, when I have peace of mind, when I have that sense of contentment, when I have that sense of happiness, or feeding my addiction to joy, I take my hand out and guess what? It goes like great things happen. I get a phone call out of the blue. I get an email out of the blue. I get an offer out of the blue. I get all these things. I win a mahjong. Whatever it is, I'm in control of what comes to me through my focus. So that is focus at what you're looking at, focus at what you're talking about. That's why we do the gratitude sandwich. So that's 2 tips. We've got time for one more. How do I increase my peace of mind? You got to decide. You've got to decide that there is, this is not religion. Einstein says the most important question that a human being has to answer is the universe friendly or not? If you say the universe is not friendly, if you say that life is random, you're an atheist, you're an agnostic, it's all chaos, the world is an unfriendly place, life is cruel, if there is no God, there is no power out there outside of myself, it's all up to me, and life sucks, and life is cruel, otherwise so-and-so wouldn't have died, there wouldn't be starvation, there wouldn't be AIDS, there wouldn't be blah, 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 blah. Therefore, life is chaotic, meaningless, and why bother? You can believe that. You have every right. I'm not talking you out of that. Well, I kind of am, but if that is your choice, that's that powerful tool again. If you choose to say the universe is not friendly, you will choose a life. The consequence of that is choosing a life where you're holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. You are trying to protect yourself from any and everybody that can hurt you. You're going to be in fear. No matter how good it's going to get, you're going to not be fully happy because either someone's going to do something to you, or it's going to get lost, or remember when this happened and life is unfair. It's not going to be fun. You're going to have very little peace of mind, very little happiness, very little joy, and a lot of worry, fear, doubt, anxiety. That's your choice. It's a simple choice to say, it doesn't feel like it right now. It doesn't look like it right now, but maybe I'm not looking where well-being is. Maybe well-being is there, and I'm just choosing not to look at it because I'm so pulled by media, weapon of mass distraction, and all the yakety-yak big mouths who are talking about everything that's wrong in life. I choose to focus on, there's a lot of organizations doing great things about all of the issues that we have in front of us. I have the ability to support them on this platform. I have the ability to talk about them. I have the ability to look at them. I have the ability to look at things that are happy making and peace of mind giving. That's my choice. And that's it for giving you a piece of my mind. I'm going to close out with that video that I put up. Thanks for joining me. Tomorrow's Ruta Lee. Now go and have peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. These are all the people who got the flash piece with me. Stevie Wonder. Gold medal winner, Sha-na-na. This is for us. Jack Canfield, Chicken Soup, Greg Reed. Beautiful Barbara. Layla Ali. Pickle Matsui. John Miguel Ruiz. Kevin Costner. There's Brosnan. Damien Escobar, I think that is. Gerald Albright. You know I love jazz. Bob Proctor. Melissa Etheridge. Paula Abdul. Casey Kasem's daughter, Senator. Actor. I knew I was going to do this. Beautiful Ayanla and Halle Berry, John Travolta, Ray Lewis, Gloria Allred, met her on the show, Nicholas Sparks. This was Dr. Ruth, sorry. Too many. My memory is not there. And there's my aunt and this beautiful wife, Cindy. Peace in, peace out, world, peace through, and peace. I love my life.